Hi there, it's William Alder here, and as you may already know, I'm the author of the book, Law of Focus for Golfers, The Science of Lowering Your Handicap. And today I'm here at the Golf Foundry driving range in beautiful Kelowna, British Columbia. And today I'm going to go through a routine with you called the post-chip or post-putt routine. They're both the same. For chipping and putting, the post-shot routine is the same, okay? So we're going to go through that routine with you right now here on the chipping green. And you can go through this routine on your own time, as well as if you want other routines. If you really like this routine, you want other routines or training drills or exercises or tips, you can go to the Golf Attractors website at www.golfattractors.com, and you can go through and watch other training videos just like this, as well as what you'll find on the website is a resource area. And in that resource area, you're going to find audio programs, training videos, training documents that you can download. There's actually over $100 valuable training material in the resource area on the Golf Attractors website. So I really encourage you to go check out that information. Now, this training routine was created for the Law of Focus home study training program. So if you're interested, if you're a really serious golfer and you're looking to lower your handicap, then I really encourage you to go check out that Law of Focus for Golfers home study training program, so that you can start implementing many other routines, tips, drills, and exercises just like the one that I'm about to show you today. And there's actually another 10 routines in the home study training program. So if you really like this one, you're going to want to get your hands on that. Or just go to the website and get your hands on a copy of the book, which is an introduction to the training that I do. So with that said, I'm going to go through this next short video and show you exactly what to do after you chip your shots, okay? Or after you stroke a putt, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start off on the side of the putting green here, and I've got 5 balls set up, okay? So for each target that I'm going to go to, I'm going to hit 5 shots. And step number 1 in the post-chip or post-putt routine is that we actually want to see ourselves making a perfect chip or a perfect putt. So we want to see that before we ever hit the shot, okay? We're going to want to see our finish in a perfect finish, hit a perfect chip or a perfect putt. That's step number 1. And the reason that we want to do that is that's going to get us comfortable really being confident and committed to the shot. And what we're going to find is it's going to raise our trust levels. And what happens is if you don't get those trust levels up and that confidence and commitment, then your hands are going to get really tight on the club. And you'll find that you're going to make a lot of stalled chips or, shank chips, whatever you want to call it. That all happens because you don't totally trust and commit to the shot. So the real reason that I came up with the post-chip and the post-putt routine is in order to help you increase the level of trust that you have in your chipping or putting. Because if you can increase your level of trust, then you're going to be much more likely to go through the pre-chip routine and the pre-putt routine exactly the way that I show it to you. And the objective of going through this is that you're going to increase the likelihood that you're going to hit the chip that you want or the putt that you want by a great deal. And I'll show you exactly why you're going to do that in just a moment here. Step number 2 in the pre-chip or pre-putt routine is to go through and hit your chip and keep your head down. So I'm going to show you exactly how that works. So I have my chip here. It's a pretty short chip. I'm going to stand behind the ball, and again, I'm going through my pre-chip routine. Part of the post-chip routine is to actually focus on myself making a perfect chip. So I'm doing that right now. I'm visualizing myself making a perfect chip. Okay? And the next thing that I'm going to use, step number 2, is to hit my chip and keep my head down. So I'm going to show you how that works. Notice how I hit my chip and I kept my head down. Now the reason that I want to do that is part of the routine is to keep our head down and trust that we're going to hit the perfect shot that we want. What a lot of golfers will do is they'll go to hit the chip shot and they'll actually lift their head before they chip the shot. Now, the moment that you lift your head before you chip the shot, what's going to happen is your back shoulder is going to dive down, okay? So your back shoulder dives down and you actually end up chunking the ball. You hit into the ground and you chunk it. Or what can also happen is that you lift up your head and you release your hands and you end up sculling the ball way over the green. Okay? So that's why it's so important that we go through and we keep our head down. Now the third step in the post-chip routine as well as the post-putt routine is that we want to go through and we want to make sure that after we chip the shot, we actually visually see or vividly see in our mind that our chip is going right to the hole. And what I tell the clients that I'm working with is, after you chip your shot, do not lift your head until you believe that putt has gone in the hole. So this is how it would work. You go through, you take your approach, you chip your shot, and then you lift your head when you believe that it had gone in. And what you want to do is you want to vividly imagine that ball going into the hole. Because as you're doing that, what you're doing is you're imprinting positive thoughts and images in your mind of you making that perfect chip and that ball going in the hole. And then what you find is over time, you're going to really increase the trust in your ability to go through the routines. Now, it might be easy to go through the routines with a shot like this, where there's no pressure on the shot, or you're just chipping around at the driving range. But what happens is the moment that you get onto the golf course where there's a lot of pressure, or maybe you have a really difficult chip shot, that's when you got to be really committed and trusting in the routines that you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to go through and you're going to end up having a lot of poor chips because you're not totally trusting in your ability to hit the shots that you want. Now, I've got my putter here, so I'm going to show you exactly how it works with the putting, okay? So with putting, what you find is if you want to go through the exact same routine, you want to go through, and before you actually stroke the putt, you want to actually see yourself making the perfect putting stroke and actually making the putt ball going in the hole. So that's step number one. Step number two is you want to putt, stroke the ball, and keep your head down. So I'm going to show you exactly how it works. And I'm actually going to putt towards it. Notice how I kept my head down the whole way through. And when you bring your head up, what you want to do is bring it straight up and then look at your intended target, okay? Keeping your head down, what that does is what you find a lot of golfers will do if they don't keep their head down, is they'll actually end up pulling the putter blade through it as they open up their shoulder, and then they putt it way left of their target. Or what ends up happening is that they pull their head up and their hands open up and they hit it way right. So you have a lot of push and pull shots if you don't keep your head down over that ball and just trust and commit to hitting the shot. Now, a lot of golfers say, well, I just have a habit of pulling my head up or pulling up before I actually make the putt. It's not really a habit. What it is that you don't trust. You're not committed to the putt that you want to make, and therefore you don't believe that the ball is going to go in the hole, and that causes your brain to want to look up to see where the ball goes. Okay? So as you gain more trust, gain more commitment, go through this quote shot routine exactly the way that I'm showing to you on the practice greens, then you'll be able to bring it to the golf course with you. So what you want to do again is you want to keep your head down. And then the final step in that post-putt routine is that you want to believe the ball that is going in the hole. So what you want to do, take the stroke, and right when you believe that the ball went in, you want to turn and look, okay? Now the final step with both the pre-chip and the pre-putt routine that you want to go through is you want to ask yourself two very powerful questions. The first question being, what can I learn from this result? And what you do is when you ask yourself that question, what can I learn from this result, is that your subconscious mind starts to go to work to help you learn more information so that the next time you go to make a similar putt or similar chip, then it already knows what you learned from last time, and then your likelihood that you get the results that you want goes up dramatically, okay? So it's going to increase dramatically if you ask yourself that question every single time you hit a putt or a chip. What can I learn from this chip? Or what can I learn from this putt? And the second question being, how can I improve? And when you ask that question, how can I improve, then your subconscious mind is going to go to work to help you improve your putting. It's going to find every single way that you can possibly make small incremental improvements in your routines. And then you'll keep your mind focused on improving, focused on learning, and you'll become a mastery golfer with no time at all. So I hope that you really enjoyed this training routine called the post-chip or post-putt routine, okay? And I hope that is going to provide a lot of value. In fact, I know if you go out on the driving range, putting green, and you practice this over and over again, that I guarantee it will improve the results that you're able to get. With that said, if you want more great training routines like this with tips, drills, or exercises, go to the Golf Attractors website at www.golfattractors.com, and you can check out the free resource area to get a ton of information, or you can get your hands on the Law of Focus Home Study Training Program. As always, my friend, go out there, have a lot of fun, enjoy